What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us here on rIVerse Reacts. Question for you all. Do y'all know that we are more than just YouTube reactors? Did you know that?
What?
Yeah. We're actually a band called rIVerse, and that's with an I, not an L.
Get out.
rIVerse. rIVerse. We wanted to come here and let you guys know that there is plenty of additional content on the rIVerse Live Variety channel. Live performances, music videos, acapellas, and additionally, vlogs, makeup tutorials, and so much more. Make sure you guys check it out. What is up, ladies and gentlemen and genders? We are rIVerse. My name is Diz.
I'm Khadija.
My name is Zach.
And I'm Monroe.
Welcome to another episode, a special episode, girl.
Okay.
Of rIVerse Retracts. I'm kidding. rIVerse retracts our statements from all of season 1. No, rIVerse Reacts, girl. We're on the couch for a special episode. Khadija, what is that episode, girl?
Today, we are going to be reacting to a group that I love. Like, I am obsessed with this group. I cannot get enough of them. I listen to them every single day. It is rIVerse.
Yes!
And this is, if you do not know, on June 19th, we released a music video for our original song, Stand Up. So we thought today's the day we're going to do a reaction to our own music video and share a little bit about the song and about why we are standing up and all them things.
Right, because
So,
we're artists.
Yes. Let's watch it. Let's watch it. Let's watch
We're gonna
it.
hop on the internet. Sorry, we're gonna hop into 4 Ubers and take all the Ubers to set to react to rIVerse to Canada, to Toronto, Canada. So let's go. Here we go.
Like, comment, subscribe if you don't already.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Period.
That's what we want.
Shout out to Jay.
Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! I can't breathe! 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 I can't
Oh my God, who's that? Woo.
Stand up, motherfuckers! 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 I'm a broke nigga, but not a bitch nigga. Got over 30 on my back, check the seats, nigga. I'm a good nigga. 10K.
My favorite part, my favorite part.
You ain't about to take me out like a bitch, nigga. I've been blooming since that 8-4 year. Call of Duty requires me to remain here. So please, Helen Koch, return that gun to your holster sack. I ain't ready to die. Pop your shit and leave out the bag. Take an L and be gone. Ain't nobody gone wrong. No suspect drama awaiting you. The heat is on inside now. No standing over your song. We take the time.
That's good actors.
for best prelude. Stand up, motherfuckers. Stand up, motherfuckers. Stand up, motherfuckers.
It's so weird watching
Stand up,
us.
Stand up, motherfuckers.
Okay.
We
got a problem with the man. Why he really mad? That's a good question, girl.
Okay,
Woo!
okay now. She on that childish glow, baby. No play, don't play with my child. Future
The time at night that it was, like the dusk.
Banging up on my back, brothers on the one. It's the move, get into it. J can be on the run. 2 snaps and I'm presto. Alakazam stuck. She a lion with a cup. Do you think I'm fucking dumb? Trick, ha, laugh it up. That's the joke of the day. We ain't running nowhere. It's time to rate, take.
Okay.
Let a bitch slap facts on it. Philando, mighty Mando, kid in the back, riding with his family, Geronimo attacks. 7 shots, close range for the simple fact. Big high suspect and Lando was black.
Yeah. Stand up, motherfuckers.
Stand up, motherfuckers.
Stand up, motherfuckers.
You better shoot that gun, girl.
This ain't the real thing, but the streets is leaking. Blood of our brothers is a real thing. We're standing for the world of the plan. No attack, no threats, no. Building up that backbone. Silent protest in the end zone. Blast this shit for the back.
Shay?
The song. Hey, this
Yes,
right
hey,
here. This is
hey.
my favorite part. With those police lights,
It was
girl.
perfect. It was like the perfect moment.
Blast this shit for the back.
Okay, Zach.
Stand up, motherfuckers.
Stand up, motherfuckers.
Stand up, motherfuckers. Stand up, motherfuckers. Y'all took that
Yeah.
oath on your heart.
Performance.
Part.
Protect and serve all of
Tell
us.
them, bitch.
Memory must be escaping you. No amount of damage
So chilling.
can save the loss of your soul. Don't soon find out it ain't bulletproof.
Yes.
Wow. I have chill, like
I have
goosebumps. Do you see it?
such-
Goosebumps.
Your hairs are like, stand up, motherfuckers.
Girl, I'm super proud of this project. Just like Zach was saying when we started this situation. I don't know, just being able to use your artistry to do important work, like it means so much, and to like kind of see it reflected back at you. Like I'm just really proud that we like did this in the middle of all of what's going on in the world, and taking a stand against all this foolishness that's going on. We've been saying, even we did an interview a little earlier before we came into film today, and we were talking again, and I've been hearing this consistently, that 2020, the 2020 vision, 2020 is the reveal. This is the year where all the bullshit is peeled back, and either your fuckery is being exposed, or your good intentions are being revealed and shared with the world. And like we were saying before we started filming this is like 400 plus years of America's karma being like revealed for the world to see for what it actually is, what the truth is, and to be able to insert to contribute to this movement in any kind of way is like an honor. And I know personally for me, like as a Black man, this was super important. It was super important to do. It was super important to rally the troops and just get this song and video out at the time that it did. For those of you who don't know, this all was sparked by actually back in 2018 when the song was written and recorded. It was really what is the word? Inspired. Thank you. What inspired this song was Childish Gambino's "This Is America," and from that point on, all the unjust and brutal slayings of Black men, women, and children is what continued to fuel the song and fuel the release, really. And the catalyst of this coming up was Ahmaud Arbery's death. And it's really crazy that it was that, but then from between Ahmaud Arbery, by the time this was released, there was Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Sean Reed, Tony McDade. They were there, like Toyin Salau. They just countless others, countless. And I'm sure there's tons that we still haven't even heard about or seen yet. Coming out and doing this and putting this out, like it was not an easy thing, but as a person of color, as somebody who could very easily step out of this studio space and have the same thing happen, it's a real thing. And I don't know, I am proud of this, and I just want to continue to do whatever we can to push this and push this message. It's going to be on our Poison Ivy album, and I believe we're going to continue to spread the message because it's important. It's people's lives we're talking about, right? So
Forget about like as a person of color. It's like as a Middle Eastern man, but as a white passing individual, it was important even for me to, like, now that this is out, like the goosebumps that I had on my arm were watching us essentially, contribute to the world in this way that is both like healing, but like it was where people can connect, and we have a platform that we're using as opposed to just getting more like, you know, followers or numbers. Like the fact that we're focused on putting out something with a message and to change the world positively, I stand. Like I stand rIVerse, and I stand like so much, I stand up. But I've never done anything like that in my life before. Around this whole, since this was all escalating, and it's like nothing has really de-escalated. Like there's still so much. Everything needs to essentially be like change. I mean, it's going to take a lot of work to undo, you know, a racist system. But going into the music video, I was a little like it's these uncomfortable feelings that we just have to like face head on. This, and have you know, these difficult conversations, ask these tough questions, you know, really support and put myself out in a place where I'm vulnerable, because it's like the least that I can, you know, F and do. Like people are dying, right? So it's like the only time in my life where I feel like there's been like a complete kind of selfless just give to, like, I just want to help, and it's nice to now kind of see that there's this product and I can just be like, I am contributing. Not I've contributed as in one and done, but it's like this is part of it, our contribution.
Of the ongoing.
Yeah. And the more people that watch it, the more people that share it, the more people that, you know, connect with it and stand up, is like that kind of contribution is really just building on itself. And there's just like something really powerful in that. So
that was beautiful.
That was really beautiful. It's interesting because we've been talking a lot. Like we released the song. When was the song released? We released the audio and then we released the video on June 19th. And since then, there has been a lot of conversation, and we had to have like a discussion amongst ourselves because there are a lot of positive comments and there are a lot of like. Not negative. I'll say negative. There's some negative comments that are just kind of like unnecessary, kind of around this entire topic and the whole Black Lives Matter movement. And we had to have a conversation with ourselves to be like, but this was the point of releasing it. It is, yes, to like a call to action and to motivate people and inspire people to stand up in whatever way you can. Like Zach said, for us, it was releasing this song. For you, it might be going to a protest, or it might be having those conversations at home with your family, or going to vote. Like whatever way you can stand up. But then it's also just kind of like getting this message out there and getting more people having these uncomfortable conversations, because we've been ignoring it for like years and decades and centuries. We've kind of been brushing it aside, and like it's so interesting to me that this song was written and recorded in 2018, but like now in 2020 we are seeing such a big shift happening, and we're having like real, I feel like there's real change happening. And it's not just like a little like one protest and then one person gets arrested or whatever, but like something really, really big is happening. So I feel like now is the time. We always talk about how we didn't plan to put this song out, but it's happening now for a reason, and that's what makes me really proud, that like there's something way bigger than rIVerse happening right now. There's something way bigger than our song and our album. So I'm proud that we can in some way be part of this really big shift and have these conversations happening and have people thinking about things in a new way. We've gotten that comment a few times of people being like, you know what, I think I need to like sit down and really educate myself on this issue more, because now I hear the song and like I know who rIVerse is, so if you guys are passionate about it, maybe I need to look at it again or whatever. You know, like I just I don't know, I'm just ready for some change, and I hope that in some way, for somebody out there, one of you out there, this might be a spark to, you're gonna be the next one to change the world. You know what I mean?
You all said literally everything that I was going to say, that I could say. I just don't want to sound repetitive. That's my only thing. I'm very proud watching our music video. I'm very proud that we are able to use our voices in such a positive way, and not just like rIVerse reacts or like rIVerse. It's like we're rIVerse, but we got something to say. We want you to listen. So if you could take a moment of your time and just sit down and listen to what we're saying. And I've said that a lot around this whole discussion of Black Lives Matter is that sometimes you just need to listen. That is one of the most important parts about education is listening, and taking in the information. Because sometimes people just speak without actually knowing anything at all. And sometimes I just want to be like, shut up. Shut up and listen.
I don't mean to cut you off.
Continue.
No, I was going to say, just to kind of piggyback off of what you're saying, we recently put some images up from the stand-up shoot on our Instagram page, and there was a whole discussion that started going on. I can't even necessarily call it a discussion. It was more like a argument, like just people kind of attacking each other and whatnot, because there was a certain person that kept talking about all lives matter. And what I noticed in that conversation was, and I put this in the chat with the group, is that sometimes when it comes to this all lives matter versus Black lives matter situation, which still baffles my mind to this day because it's been explained so many times, that saying Black lives matter doesn't mean that other races don't matter, that those lives don't matter. It's just saying that Black people are being murdered right now, and we need to pay attention to these Black people who are being killed by law enforcement in this way. We're trying to save these lives. But what I noticed is that people were coming into the comments with the all lives matter and almost looking at it as a competition of angst.
That's exactly
and a competition of who's suffering more, who's going through more. Well, I don't know where my community, this person was killed, and this man was killed by the police, and then this happened, and people are like pulling out all these stories and like trying to compete with whose murder was, and it's just like, why are we doing this? This is not a competition of how many more people in different communities are being murdered. That's not what this is about. But people feel the need to like, well, what about me? What about my? And I don't understand that thought process. Like, I don't understand why bringing up this issue of Black Lives Matter is such a confusing thing to grab, to understand, I did my best to reply once in that chat, letting the person know that nobody has ever said within this Black Lives Matter movement one time that white, Asian, indigenous, Latino, brown, Indian, whatever lives don't matter. We're not saying, oh, all your lives don't matter, only Black Lives Matter. If it said only Black Lives Matter, then give me all the rebuttals and all the, well, this happened to me and this happened to this person. I get it, because if we said only Black Lives Matter, you have 100% space to say what you want to say, and I get it. And I probably would even be backing up only Black Lives Matter, because I don't believe in that either. I do believe in all lives matter. But right now, like we were saying, Zach uses a great analogy that I've also heard before, that right now the Black House is on fire, where people are in there burning alive and being killed.
All houses matter.
But right now the Black House is on fire. So for anybody who's confused about these things, or who, I know that there's some people out there, despite the explanations that were given, we gave very clear explanations, and some of the people in the chat kept going on saying that all lives matter, well, this happened. Some people just don't really want to understand, and sometimes you gotta just let that be. You gotta just let it go and stop trying to debate with people if they really are just not trying to hear what you're trying to say. And I know that for us, we just let it go. Like, you cannot convince everybody, you can't.
As much as we can, sorry.
Yeah.
Because I don't mean to cut you off. I just, like, in that particular instance that happened, like, I got mad. I was very mad. I was very frustrated. And I had to go to the group and be like, what the fuck? And like go in the chat and like try to like calm myself down, or like try to get guidance, because I was so angry at why people need to be so ignorant, why people need to not listen. And it's, I had to take a moment to be like, relax, like these people clearly, like you said, don't want to listen, don't want to understand, so I have to let them live in their ignorance type of thing, right? So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're 100% right. You just got to let it be sometimes. Just continue pushing forward with what you're doing with the message, and align yourself with those who are doing the same. That's all that you can do, because some people you just got to let it be. But we can,
I just want to contribute one thing, and something that helps me be at peace with it, in many other areas of my life, is in my 12-step program. They often say that, when there's a point in the program where you go out and you make amends to everybody. You say, I'm sorry for being this person, I'm sorry for doing these things, can I pay you back? and you offer them an opportunity to tell you what else you might have forgotten that they did. But the point being is once that's done, you've cleared your side of the street. Your side is clean. So our side is we are championing a message of change and a message of basically revolution and action, and for the protection of human life. There is a house on fire, right? We acknowledge all houses, but there's this house that's on fire, and so we need to send in the fire brigade. If somebody else wants to pour water on a house that's not lit aflame, then or might be lit aflame, but it's not a competition. We are just saying that this is something that matters to us right now and should matter to the whole world because it's the murder the point being is that we've minded our side of the street. If y'all want to, if someone out there wants to be on their side of the street and it's a messy ass side of the street and it's littered and whatnot and the thoughts are dark and there's ignorance and whatnot, just let them be. We can just stay on our side of the avenue.
It's a really difficult and nuanced thing, and I think that's kind of a large part of what's happening now. Like we're saying, it's real change, and it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen with one song or one protest or one arrest. It's something that is so deep and so complicated. There's so many different parts to it, and I think that for everybody, really just look at yourself and what you can do, what you're willing to do, what you're able to do, and try to do that. That's really all anybody can do, right? And that's one of the things that understand that there are people who have been fighting this fire for years and they're fed up and they're tired and they've been doing it. So maybe if you are new to this cause or new to this whatever, you take a little bit extra to take the burden off of people who have been doing it forever or whatever, right? Have the conversations, make the effort, don't give up, don't say, okay, you know what, nobody's ever gonna change, so this is just what it is, but find, okay, if this isn't working and I'm here and I'm doing this over and over again and it's not going anywhere, how can I switch it up? What's a new approach I can take? Or what, you know what I mean? Just the best that we can do is just keep trying to move forward in whatever way you can, and that's really what stand up is. It's find the way that you can stand up and continue to stand up, and that it's going to be a collective effort. If everybody is standing up in their own way at their own time to their own whatever, then eventually this ship is going to move, right? We can't just all sit down and wait for somebody else to do it. So just keep, however you can, whatever you can do, keep standing up. There's a lot.
Are we playlisting this?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Playlist
Or not.
Of course.
Well, I'm biased, so
Could you imagine?
That's
if I
enough,
was
Ernie.
Imagine this was honestly, I just wouldn't listen to this every day.
It's a
fair
playlist
enough,
for
but
me.
it is a playlist for me.
yeah.
It's a playlist for me, absolutely. And it wasn't always a playlist for me, to be honest, before
Yeah,
production of
that's
this
real.
video. And,
That's
and
real.
That's a real thing. So, playlist.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Reverse Reacts, and thank you for checking out Stand Up with us. We'll see you in the next one. Okay, so this is post reaction, y'all. So just one more thing that I wanted to say. I've seen a couple comments that were either in the comment section of the actual music video itself or just in general watching interviews on MSNBC or CNN or whatever, and people's rebuttal about the protests and the this and that, saying, one person in the video comment said, oh, this is so ugly, the faces, the words, the this, everything's so ugly. Or people talking about, people that were in the comments of that same discussion we were talking about saying, well, I don't support this because everybody's being violent and burning things down, and if you weren't burning things down and you weren't doing this, you weren't doing that, then maybe you get your point across. And my thing is this. The reason why you're seeing faces looking ugly and lyrics are ugly because the situation is ugly. This is killings of human beings, law enforcement, police murdering people. Is that pretty? No, that's ugly. That's the epitome of ugly. Ugliness in humanity. So it cannot be, you cannot expect for the response to be pretty. We can't be, stand up everybody. That's not, and I'm not trying to be funny, but that's not gonna get the message across.
It's real.
It's gotta come forcefully, it's gotta come with passion, it's gotta come with with a direct punch, and you can't ask people when they're in life or death situations or trying to save human lives to, oh, you should be pretty or you should be nice about it. And on top of that, let me just make another point. Black people have actually been nice about it forever. This has been going on for 400 years. So you can't be asking people who have been, we've tried the nice way, we've tried the let's just be great way, we've tried this way, that way, and it's all, and the message is still the same, the answer is still the same, people are still being killed in the same ways, right? The system has been built for this. It's been built and created to oppress people of color, and nobody can ask somebody who's been oppressed for 400 years, and I'm not just talking black people, I'm talking indigenous people, women, people who have been LGBTQ community, who have been oppressed for years, to hundreds of years later, or how many decades later, for whatever different group that has been oppressed. You cannot ask somebody who's been oppressed for that long to be responding in 2020 kindly. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna fly. And so for everybody who's out there talking about, oh, the looting and the whatever, understand that part. If it were you, put yourself in that position. If you had somebody's boot on your neck and you can't move anywhere for hundreds and hundreds of years, how are you gonna reply the moment that you can like get an inch of your neck out to say something? Are you gonna be kind of it? Oh, I appreciate if you slide your knee or your boot off of my neck. No, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna get up and you're gonna fight for your life. So that's one thing. And real quick too, what was the, people were talking about the looting and people who breaking things down. Understand this also, ladies and gentlemen, that a lot of the times in these protests, it's actually not the protesters who are doing those things. The government, a lot of times they plant in people from law enforcement to create havoc and to actually break things down, burn things. They call them agitators, to make this, to discredit the actual protest and to discredit and remove people's attention from what it's actually about.
This is a known thing.
It's a known thing.
It's a known
They're
thing.
agitators, and there are many videos from this recent protest. Thank God for 2020 and cell phones and the fact that we've been able, social media, to be able to film these things. But there are people out there who are not a part of the Black Lives Matter movement, who are breaking targets and smashing buildings, looting, setting things on fire, planting bricks and planting things along the side of the street so that these people can come along and break things down so the media can then film it and see, look what the Black Lives Matter people are doing, and they're not doing it. So educate yourselves, for those of you who have come in comment sections talking about Black Lives Matter are doing this, that, and the third, because they're not. That's just what I wanted to say really quickly, because girl, as much as we're out here, public figures doing this thing, a lot of the times we have to like bite our tongue to maintain a certain, I don't know what the word is, level of whatever you want to call it,
to
to
we
not
protect our brand or
there
whatever.
You go, protect the brand. But sometimes things has got to be said, and we've bitten our tongue a lot, and hopefully this little piece, I just need to say that.
No, that's it exactly, and I will say this song in particular, the question I've gotten the most is, why are you guys cussing? Like, why are you guys have such an angry song and you're rapping and you're yelling and you're whatever? And like, it's literally that. This is very off of what people know our brand to be, but that's because it's a real thing and these are our real feelings about the topic. So I'm not gonna be like, stand up everybody, we need to stop killing. That's not how I feel.
No.
Right now, what we feel is exactly what the hell you just watched.
Tell them. Thank you.
Anyway, bye.
Hi everybody! Many of you have told us that rIVerse brings you joy and happiness on your brightest and darkest days.
But what you may not know is that you, the Ivy League, you really provide that to us as well. And so we wanted to use this YouTube platform so we can make a declaration together.
And that declaration is #BWVL. You are beautiful, you are worthy, you are valued, you are loved. Say that with us, everybody, using an I statement. I am beautiful, I am worthy, I am valued, I am loved.
Because each and every single one of you is. Much love always from rIVerse.
Thank you so much for watching the rIVerse Live channel. If you want to see more of this content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. You can also follow us on social media @rIVerse Live. That's RIVERSE Live.